everybody, and welcome back to everyone's favorite time of the week, their Friday tea time. I'm Teddy Costa, and here with me, as always.
I am Tyler Trudeau. Teddy, we are back as always. And, we've been off like matching a little bit
Yeah,
recently, but like we're back on track. Baseball's going, what a fun summer for baseball is all I'm going
fun
to say,
summer.
because we haven't talked about it much and we're still not going to talk about it
We're not
much.
going to
So
say anything about it.
let's move on to the important stuff, Teddy. How's your week been? How's the kids? How are the families?
The kids are doing great. They have strong lungs. They process gas loudly, and I love them for that. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my
Yeah.
boys. My boys are a couple of farters, so take that to the bank. No, it's going good.
Well, that's great, Teddy. I guess we can get like right into it if you are.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to go. Just kidding. I see my little note as I look to the top left where the notes are. If you haven't purchased your tickets for MLQ Championships yet, don't miss out August 16th to 18th in beautiful Buffalo, New York, where we might crown another first-time league champion. I don't know,
I think
maybe
we
watch
might.
this
I think we
episode.
might. And I know Teddy and I aren't going. We've already bought our tickets. Like we
Oh yeah.
support the team. Like you
Ooh,
gotta support the team. So like
really
go
cool.
buy your tickets, whether you're going or not. It doesn't matter. But
All
Teddy,
the cool
why don't we
kids are
hit that
doing it.
timer?
Yeah, let's get 10 minutes and starting now. All right, receipts. We'll start the show like we usually do. I got a clear and obvious L. I seem to have given the Cattle Dome a little bit too much credit, and in doing so, likely understated the wagon that seems to be the South Division champion San Antonio Soldados. We'll get into it later, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. We got kind of a free-flowing show today. But based on what I was told, the eye test wasn't that far from the box scores. The most likely outcome from this series was going to be a sweep the whole time, no matter what I predicted. But to go into a tough place to play and walk out with three blowout wins, including two pulls, that's domination, and I deserve this L, which I will hold for doubting San Antonio.
Chicago also delivered me a double crust pizza L this week. Just like very thick, lots of tomato sauce, and that's on me. They showed up. DME, great to see playing for Chicago again, and it's just been a tough week to handle that L, especially because I would have loved to have watched, like San Antonio cheer me up after taking my L. But you know what? I'm going to shoot an L towards whoever decided to interview Joe Goulet, because that's just cruel and unnecessary punishment, putting someone that played their absolute heart out. And I'm Teddy, we did receipts. We're tossing out series recap. We're tossing out series recap. We're doing something different. We're doing the T is for thoughts, or the T is for talking more about quad ball or
The T
something.
is for
Yeah,
talking
that's
more about
that's
quad
it.
ball.
Talking more about quad ball.
Yes.
Because quite frankly, I think that for like 2.5 games, enough to win a series, like Minneapolis was the team to beat. And I'm not impressed with a single first place team right now. It is very weird to feel like this. Like at the beginning of the season, I said, New York Titans, you won. You deserve it. You've got the best roster that year. I think you have the best roster coming back as champs. You deserve to win. Tough loss to Boston, and that is a team that everyone says can't really score. And I think their beating is Boston's possibly the best in the league. Maybe behind New York, maybe just in front of New York. Who knows? But I'm I'm just flabbergasted, because then we move on to the North, where the first 6 games that Chicago plays, they're clearly just like throwing whatever out there. They don't have full rosters. People are hurt. People are injured. They're making it work. And it doesn't look pretty, but like it's not really supposed to look pretty at this point. They have pretty moments. And then we go to this week where I think they get outplayed this series, but at the end of the day, you win 3-0 and just like break the hearts of Minneapolis, who we challenged to show up like they didn't last year. And they did show
They
up.
did. They did.
How do you not stay up at night after that? I feel heartbroken for Minneapolis. And Then there's San Antonio. I can't watch them play. They haven't played at all. How I think they're going to probably win it. I think they probably have the best roster right now. They beat the brakes off of Kansas City, but Teddy, what is going on this season?
Dude, it's a weird season. And I mean, this is getting ahead of it, but like we might finish this entire season with only one split series, possibly. So, or something crazy like that. It's only
We've
two, something
gotten
like that.
two right
But
now.
yeah, that's right. Only two. But still, insane compared to last season. But like I look at the Chicago Minneapolis series and I was right that it would be a sweep for Chicago. But I'll tell you what, like I'm higher on Minneapolis than I have literally ever been before after watching this series. Like this series was great theater. It was like really good for a regular season because I felt like both teams left opportunities out on the table, even though it was competitive, right? So it's like leaves you wanting more for championships and that they can both improve. But like roster wise, this is a very complete squad for Minneapolis. I was looking through some of the stats for the past few years, and like I had probably never given the Minneapolis beating crew like enough credit. They can hold their own at a pretty high level. They're not the most elite group in the league, but when you get vintage performances from Max Meyer, like that was MVP type of Max Meyer this weekend. The highlight reels from Goulet, pulling flags as well, and you still feel like you can get more from Mejio, which who will get everyone else involved as well. Like that floor of the team just got so much higher. And now if your beaters can punch even like slightly above their weight class, your ceiling is moved way up. So I'm high on Minneapolis, which is basically the opposite of how I felt about Boston coming out of last week. Like this team is definitely a contender, and they proved it this week.
They are probably my three, maybe four. I'm not too impressed with the Boston win over New York as much anymore after
No.
seeing how it's a weird season, Teddy. It really
It's a
is.
weird season. I mean, parity is good, right? But it doesn't, in a way, it doesn't feel like parity. It feels like Boston is a
And
very young team. And they showed it, right? Where it's like sometimes with a new team, you can put it together and everything clicks and you figure it out. And other times it's like, what should we do? And
but to
that's the
that point,
challenge.
but to that point, I still think it's an obvious decision. Chicago is going to pick Kansas City because they don't have Max Havlin and Lulu.
Yeah.
They don't have that like
Or Tom and
pedigree
Aaron.
of player or players.
Yeah.
And
You have to. You have to, right? So yeah, I think in that way it's all chalk. But it it's odd. And like we haven't I haven't even talked about Chicago. We're coming up on a it's a timeout time soon. It feels like it's like when the other team's going on a run and you're like, how close can I get to 15 minutes before I call this? So I'm just watching the clock. A timeout's coming. But as I discuss Chicago, I'm not even close to hitting the panic button on this team. Like maybe I'm crazy for being still optimistic about them. I'm closer to crowning them champs. And here's why. That was not great execution. As you mentioned and others have mentioned. Like but their talent and in-series adjustments carried them to a sweep over a team that did play well. Their team they mix up their defenses pretty well this weekend, which is something I felt was a shortcoming for them in the finals last year. And when you throw in the number of like designed and called offensive sets in their arsenal that they put on film this weekend, they're compiling a long list of ways to just kill teams. So this is my separate PSA. When you watch tape or evaluate teams, like especially if you're a coach and it's your team, evaluate the process, not the results. Without going back and counting, I think in just game one alone, Chicago ran at least five unique called offensive sets. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. There's room for improvement there, but you can see the cogs turning on the tape, and I can tell it's all close to clicking. Like it's a couple, it's timing and it's angles, and as they get those right, they're going to be a much harder team to stop in Buffalo later this month when I think they will have it right. So it's weird. Like we're evaluating a lot of teams that have shown they're not ready yet, except the only team that seems to show they're ready is a ghost in Kansas City. We can't watch them. So
great
uh,
scouting. Like who unplugged the camera? What like devious mastermind just
that's
like went in and cut the cables and
that's
turned
like
off
old
the internet in
school.
Texas,
I mean, I'm aging
Kansas?
myself and like sorry for the stray, but this is like old school Texas State right here. Like, oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. Nobody can see the film.
Oh, it's me, Jenna.
Crazy.
I have all the
You gotta
cameras in
know.
the
You gotta
world,
know
but the
somebody.
internet doesn't work. I don't even know if Jenna was there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, right? Like, if I'm scouting, like, I got a lot of good looks at everyone else. I didn't see anything out of one of the teams that could win it. Um,
No, Teddy, I'm going to call a timeout.